We're back here today because we have more topics on the agenda to discuss. Yeah, yeah. So, everybody, welcome back to another part of the Ligile show. We have to come back because there's things on the agenda that we have to discuss. There's things we have to talk about, and we want to get straight into it. So, I'm not gonna waste any time on intros or explaining. I'm gonna get straight into it. Gents, fake friends, fake friends, fake friends. Now, see, gents, and this is my other thing. People will do anything for women, and they'll say anything about you for women, but then when they get to you, they don't want to speak. That's my issue. Now, I have a boy in there. I'm not gonna name drop him, but he knows himself. I have a boy, and this guy, he's always speaking about, you must do this, do this. He's always speaking about the Lord. But then when it gets to women, this guy will brat on your name. Not even just women. Even other gents, he'll brat on your name. For what? I don't know. What? I don't know. With the women, I think he wants the attention. And those sorts of people, I don't mess with those sorts of guys. Guys who can just brat on your name for hands, gents. Like people who can just speak like you about like this. They just go like this because they want to speak to women. They want to have something to speak about. But then, when it comes to seeing you and saying things to your face, they don't say anything. And they think you're not gonna find out. And then when you find out, they wanna apologize. And they wanna be saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Chief, sorry doesn't fix the problem. You got what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just my chat. Like, it's difficult to find. It's difficult to find real niggas nowadays because everybody just wants to do whatever they can to bag, to secure the bag. You got what I'm saying? Nowadays, people will be doing anything to secure the bag. They'll sell you out to secure the bag. I promise you. That's why you mustn't trust people. You can only trust yourself. Yes. That's one thing I fact. And also, hey, gents, you must be careful. You must be careful when it comes to this thing of voices. Because, wait, listen. This is what I'm gonna say. If you're looking for a horse on the IG, né, and then you find a hand, you're like, ooh, she's bad. Please make sure, before you decide to do anything there, you must check. You must check who's following her. If, can I name drop? If she is followed by the following: Maximus the Stephanos, Gregory Gianni, Philippe Padilla, Matteo Mbaruta, etc.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Lost that thing. Move on. And I'm saying this. I'm saying this for you. I'm saying this for you. Because you also have to understand, like, that's what, and I was saying this in the last video. If you can make, just because you made the shot, that does not mean it was a good shot to take.
We don't care, my man. I'm sorry. That you love her. What the up the other? We don't care, my man.
Don't take shots where you can see this thing has been places. You got what I'm saying? And that's no offense to any of the women. I mean, just because you followed by those certain people, like, does not mean that you was fair or anything like that. But I'm just warning people, be careful. It's like, make sure you do your scouting before you just go and draft people. You got what I'm saying? Away. Now, another thing. Yeah, this is where we want to get real. One thing that I've learned, don't be thirsty. Yeah, no, this is a real issue. Don't be thirsty for women. And I'll tell you why. When you thirsty, you become desperate. And when you become desperate, you do stupid things and you start behaving like a desperate person. And being desperate on its own is already something that is not going to help you achieve what you want to achieve. You're not going to bag horses if you're desperate. Notice a thing, I think, and you know what, gents, you know what, if you're not good looking, you're not good looking. But, it depends on what you think of yourself, your looks. Like, if you think you chopped, then yeah, then you chopped. But I believe in this thing of, if you think you're good looking, then you can be good looking. Because if you're not gonna call yourself good looking, if you're gonna say you chopped, who's gonna call you good looking? You're the only person that can call yourself good looking. You can only rely on yourself for that. You know what I'm saying? So you must be confident. But let's move on. You also need to be realistic with yourself. If you know, I'm a 4 out of 10. Don't try and now be leveling up, going for the 10 out of 10s, be trying to do all of that. Because you're going to get humbled and it's not going to be nice. Stick to what you know is in your area, what you know is in your domain. Don't now be going from a case to now try and like strive to. Don't be going from case teachers to St. John's teachers. Don't be making massive leaps. You got what I'm saying? But anyway, so as I was saying now, don't be thirsty because don't be thirsty and desperate, because I have a friend, and this man, he's not the best looking guy, he's not. But the problem is with him, he's thirsty, like, and he's thirsty and desperate. And those two, it's not a good combination, because when you're thirsty and desperate, you will take anything and you'll do anything for hands. And that's how fake friends are created, because when people are thirsty and desperate at the same time, that's when they'll start prating on your name and doing whatever it takes to get to a Woshi. And when someone does whatever it takes to get to a Woshi, then they start to become a fake friend. Because if a Woshi is not prating on your name, they're not going to defend you. They're going to prat with that Woshi. They want to speak with that Woshi. And you're not going to know about it, I'm telling you. So that's why I'm saying you must also watch yourselves. And you must advise your boys. Don't be thirsty. Just lose hands. And you must have self-respect. Another thing is, if you vying for a hand now, and this hand now she doesn't wanna speak to you. You speaking to her, you're actively engaged, but every time you'll reply after 1 minute, get a reply after 1 hour. Reply after 1 minute, get a reply after 2 hours. Lost that hand. I don't care if she. Gents, you need to have self-respect. You see what I'm saying? Because, you gotta understand. I believe in, if someone really wanted to talk to you, they would. They would. So, this thing of you sending somebody a message and then them posting on their Instagram story or viewing your Instagram story or something like that, and then they haven't replied to your message still. Have enough self-respect to walk away. But anyway, so my boy that's thirsty, he's willing to do anything for the hands. And the thing is, it's turning him into a fake friend, because now he's starting to speak about other people to the hands, because he now wants to make conversation with the hands. He wants to relate to the hands. And that's not a good characteristic to have. It's like, your boy's gotta be able to rely on you to know that this guy is not gonna speak about me behind my back. But like, this thing of wanting somebody can change the way you act. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, when he talks about, for example, me, he thinks I'm not gonna find out about it. But I do find out I find out about these things. I've been told by people. And, gents, I'm not gonna, you can't force someone to change. Change comes from within. If somebody doesn't want to change, you can't change for them. That's why sometimes you just gotta walk away. But my child is, you can't be being desperate and being doing all sorts of things. You have to have self-respect, and you also have to understand that your boys are for life. That's what I'm saying. Those are the guys that you gotta be able to know. these are my ride or dies. These guys will fight for me. And if you're gonna busy prat on, and if you're gonna speak on somebody's name behind their backs for women, I'm telling you, gents, that person is not gonna want to stand up for you when you need him to stand up for you. You clock. So yeah, man, that's what I had to say. Because you seriously gotta understand that, you know, you can't be prating on your boys' names. You gotta be a real friend. You gotta be somebody that people can rely on and trust. And also have the self-respect to walk away when you can see somebody's not interested in you. Because if somebody wanted to talk to you, they will talk to you. Don't force it. And another thing, guys, the amount of time I'm saying this to females in particular. If a guy is messaging you, if somebody messages you out of the blue, if I message you out of the blue, for example, it doesn't mean that I want you. It doesn't. Because it seems to be a common misconception that whenever a guy messages you, they want you. That's not the case. That's not the case. And I don't know if it's an ego problem or what it is. But that narrative needs to stop. Not all of us just want to touch and chow and lambs. No. Some of us want to be friends. Some of us want to be homeboys. We don't wanna be like the rest. We don't wanna touch. We don't wanna do all of these nice things. And that's the problem. That's the problem. And that leads me to another part of the story. This is the main agenda for today. So I'm not gonna name drop because then I'm gonna find myself in trouble. But I was on the phone with one of my homegirls the other day, and she told me, "Oh, you St. John's boys." Now, this sounded very familiar because the guys 2 years above us were also saying that people in their grade were ruining their school's reputation. So I'm like, what do you mean, you St. John's boys? And she said, "Oh no, someone in your grade last week at so-and-so's party. They went and they asked this girl to pull, and then she said no. And basically this person, so the girl that they asked to pull had a friend, and he had asked the friend to ask the girl if she would pull him. And then when the girl said no, the friend reported back to him. Then he went and asked the friend that reported back to him if he could pull her instead. She said no. Then he still then goes on to proceed to ask the third friend in the friend group if he can go in lambs. That's when I'm like, no, man, no. You are putting our reputation into disrepute because you want your lips to touch somebody else's lips. Take a touch. Take a touch, gents. I don't think you guys understand. When that group, and which group I'm talking about, when that specific group of boys goes out, you know what, you gents go out, enjoy yourselves, bev, you can tell a truth, you can even shy a patch, do whatever you want. But when you do these things, please understand that if you do something stupid, people are not going to look at you, they're going to say St. John's boys, and they're going to look at the rest of us. Now, I'm not innocent. I've also done stupid things. I've put my school's name into disrepute. I've ruined my boy's reputation, I'll admit. And I apologize for that. But that was a long time ago and I've changed. I've been blooming. And you need to understand that. But now, you guys want to go now and you want to now start beaching, gents. Gents. You want to start ruining our reputations. You want to start ruining it for the rest of us because you gents, you want to have fun. And you think, hey, let me go do something stupid. Nothing is going to happen. You're ruining it for the rest of us, gents. I'm not going to lie to you. And like the worst thing is, we weren't even there. We were not there. We didn't tell you to go and do these things that you want to go do. We didn't tell you to go and be desperate and be asking hands to lambs all the way. You want to go and use hands just for lambs. And now they're looking at the rest of us saying, yes, and John's boys just want to use us to lambs. No, the rest of us are not like that. It's only that specific group. But now because you just want to go out, you want to go and do these things, now hands are looking at the rest of us saying St. John's boys this, St. John's boys that. No, you're ruining it for us. You're putting our name into disrepute. You know who you are. You know yourself. You wanna go there. You wanna be telling Shadis, hey, Islams. When they say no, you wanna go to another hand in the same friend group, hey, Islams. Gents, can you please take a touch? You don't have to lambs every time you go out. Please, please, gents, please, 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 yeah. Because enough is enough, gents. I'm tired. I'm tired of whenever I say I go to St. John's, they say, hey, but you guys only use women to lambs. No, 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 no. No, please can you take a touch, gents? Enough is enough. But otherwise, nah, today wasn't gonna be a long rant. Today was just had to, speak about a couple of things on the agenda because a couple of people have complained to me and said I need to address these things. I've been asked to address these things, so that's why I came out here today and decided to address these issues with you, gents. But with you people, with you beautiful people, that's why I came out here, address the issues that I've been asked to address by the people, by the public, and hopefully you gents who know you're bitching and you're ruining our reputations, hopefully you can fix up when you go out, because December's coming up and we know in December you wanna go crazy. But yeah, gents, that's it from me today. I don't think I'm gonna be back soon. I don't know how soon, but I'm gonna be back soon. We're gonna have some more news, some more stories. Gonna get more specific. And yeah, that's the end of the Lipile show for today.